Welcome to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, we'll introduce ourselves. My name is Devin. I am the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan. I'm playing Alton, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad. I'm playing the new level 20 wizard. Arden, the wizard.
I'm Kayla. I'll be playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi.
I am Austin, playing Sheru, the turtle.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Reyna, the ranger.
I'm Sarah. I'm playing Asar, the Fire Genasi sorcerer.
We almost made it through. We almost did. Little slip up, but that's okay.
Oh, we did pretty good last time.
Yeah, that's okay.
But last time, the party had returned from their adventuring. They spent some time at the inn. Rainer got a little drunk and passed out in the bar. And Sheru went to commission Tondoth Sheon for a dragon tooth dagger and bought the party some rations. And we are now picking up with the party coming back into the tavern to have a meeting that Alton would like to have with everyone. So we'll pick up from there with you two walking back in after Rainer getting washed up.
So is Rainer just like dripping from head to toe?
Yes, I'm sufficiently wet, but it's a desert. It'll dry up soon enough.
I'll just gesture to Arden. This is what you were called down for.
Oh,
Looks
sorry.
like he's done half the job.
That's
but-
old news. I've forgotten that I could light him on fire now.
Well, the vomit's gone, but you could dry him off or something.
Well, I have as much firepower as you now.
But you have that special spell that
Not
you
anymore.
just clean stuff.
I've forgotten
So
it.
you become a worse wizard than you
That is my ultimate goal, is to be worse. Yes. No, I've actually learned how to kind of create different anyway, it's a complicated process. I don't want to bore you. Sorry, Sheru.
It sounds
No.
like a complicated process. I cannot tell you the times in my life I have suddenly forgotten how to use my bow.
I haven't
And
forgotten.
to create a complication.
Some
Right?
of us can only remember a certain amount of things per day. And
It is a sad truth of life. As you get older, you forget things. I am sorry you have forgotten this knowledge, Arden. I wish I had written it down so we could have it remembered.
I could do it tomorrow, but I don't want to.
Well, Rainer, I was going to ask Arden to help you clean off, but he's forgotten how to. I try to help myself, but I would just burn you to death. So I guess you'll have to dry off naturally.
Yeah.
I could make the water
Wouldn't be
taste
the
sweet with
first
the
time.
spell.
I did something smart, okay?
I'm sorry, you can do what now?
I can make the water taste sweet, I believe. Actually, no, wrong spell. Never mind, I can't.
I'm like, what?
That's prestidigitation.
That's
Yeah, because that's what I
he
could
doesn't
do,
have
which I don't have
the
anymore.
thing. So that
Power tricky. I forget.
Well, come everyone, sit down and eat some breakfast. It's on me. I need to talk to you about some things.
It wasn't me.
No, it definitely wasn't you. It was me. That's what I need to talk to you about. I think we've been together, enough days here or weeks that I think I'm at least convinced you're not going to kill me. But I need to tell you we're probably in danger here, and we need to leave the oasis.
I mean, have you seen the oasis? Of course we're endangered. It goes down deep, deep. Something could emerge any day.
Yeah, well, that's the lake, but I mean the whole oasis here, or just anywhere that I've been for a while. There are some people after me, and they're probably going to either kill me or, take me into slavery or something. And I'm sure they wouldn't hesitate to go through you to get to me.
Do they know your hair?
Maybe.
Do they know your aliases? Like,
I've been in hiding a bit. That's one reason why I've been using different names. But, I'm a tiefling that kind of can stand out in a crowd,
makes sense.
especially with my tattoo and all that. And now that I can disguise myself, I can do that, but that's not going to be a permanent fix. But let me start over. So, I used to be a fence in Kashako. I used to do that for a few years. I was trying to, carve out my own little market. Kind of be the guy that is good at selling magical items, or at least connecting buyers to sellers, that sort of thing. I kind of worked for the Thieves Guild, but I wasn't really in the Thieves Guild. I'm not actually a thief. I can pick a lock a little bit, and I can sneak around a little bit, but I do better as just, connecting buyers with sellers. And someone hired me to find an amulet, and he was going to pay me a huge amount of money for it. So I needed to hire a thief to find this amulet, and I didn't have any money to hire a thief. So I took out a loan from the Thieves Guild. And that ended up being a mistake, because the thief I hired ended up being the only thief who can't do their job, and they got caught. And I had to go on the run, because I owe 5,000 gold to the Thieves Guild.
Holy mackerel.
Right. And I'm sure they're after me, or if they're not, someone else may be after me, because I accidentally killed the man who hired me.
Tempest, salty tits, man. How do you get into this kind of mess?
I have to remember that one.
What did you say?
Tempest's salty tits.
There's our title.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Devin, I totally meant to look around first and make sure we weren't being overheard.
No, we're not doing
I
that.
totally forgot to ask you that, but
It's a bummer.
hopefully we're not being overheard here at the tavern.
You can go ahead and make a perception check now.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, bartender, can I get another water
It's
here?
a 5.
Oh, God.
You feel like you're pretty safe.
I was trying to speak kind of quietly to the group, but anyways.
Rainer nods, just kind of taking it in. So somehow you just don't really see much surprise on his face. He steps up. He says, "So, is there anyone at this table who does not have someone who may or may not be trying to kill them?"
I don't.
I was gonna say, this one?
Okay, I kind of expected Sharu. I can't understand why anyone would want
I
to
am
try
a
and kill
lovable
you.
portal. Just saying.
Okay,
I guess strictly speaking, no one's trying to kill me, but that's
You are a pirate.
same difference. Well, I am a pirate, but I'm more useful as a commodity.
well, this seems to work to our advantage and a bit of our disadvantage because, one, if all of our death threats come at once, might be a little bit difficult. But I can imagine that, they come to kill one person and it finds 6. It might be a little bit more difficult.
I would hope so. It's just, if they come at us once and we stop them, then maybe they come at us with more force next time.
Yes, I do recommend whenever possible, maybe you do try and keep up your disguise. That might buy us a little bit of time. What I'm saying is we might need a couple more days in the oasis, as our good, green friend over here did commission some work done that might take a day or two.
Yes. And I would really like to see this done because, you don't come across dragon teeth very often, and I thought a dragon tooth dagger would be so cool. Not to diminish that you're under threat.
I was going to say that I like your optimism, Rainer, but in Alton's case, it's not just someone, it's the whole damn Thieves Guild.
Oh, well, this isn't optimism. This is, self-preservation.
Well, and I don't know if you've heard of the Unseen Hand. That's the Thieves Guild from Kushako, but they are the biggest Thieves Guild in the region.
Oh, wonderful. Not even just a Thieves Guild, it's the biggest one.
Well, it's Kushako. It's the center of commerce and everything. So obviously that's where the best Thieves Guild will be. But We could probably be okay for a couple days. I just don't want to stay anywhere in one place too long. If I just keep moving,
It also
I'd be
sounds like
fine. I just wanted you all to know if I'm going to be traveling with you, that I could be putting you in danger. But it sounds like we're all in danger anyways. Then, if
That
we're
was very adult of you to tell us, and I appreciate your friendship. I'm
it's
so
just-
glad that.
Don't make me regret telling you. I guess.
No, this is big.
I do think we should skip town as quick as possible, especially since I know we still were on the lookout for Kaiji's friends. And,
Well, maybe,
considering timetables we've had in the past, we obviously don't want to let that sit for too long.
yeah, if we do need to spend some time here, maybe we can do some asking around and see if we can figure out which direction to head.
Yeah, and
That
see how
was-
much we could get for turning you in. I mean, oh wait, sorry, no,
You could do that. I could also kill you in your sleep.
no, that's true. I
Speaking,
think that
I-
we are in accord that we will keep you safe.
I shouldn't say that lightly. I do mean I really did accidentally kill him. I didn't murder him or anything like that. He came after me when I told him that the job failed.
Trip down some stairs.
He fell on his own dagger.
speaking of people in danger, it seems like I'm the only one without people trying to kill me. Just so we're all clear, who's trying to kill who? You getting attacked by Thieves Guild. Asar, Verena, Moss and Pirate. I mean, I get that.
I mean, Arden didn't raise his
Yeah,
hand.
and
either.
Arden.
What,
like,
who's after
who's
Asari and
who's
Raina?
after you guys?
I don't know. Well, okay. I don't know of anyone actively looking to kill me, but maybe if they. Anyway. But we should all be
Inside check.
careful.
Sorry. Go on.
I'll just say that there's a reason I don't go. I only use my first name whenever I go around places.
Oh yeah, I need to get your last name one of these days.
Perhaps.
I could write it in my secret book.
Speaking of secret book, remember this whole thing that we just went over about secret books getting found
Oh, yeah,
and translated? Maybe this whole thing about, being hunted by the biggest thieves guild on this side of the river. Well, Kushako's on the other side of the river. But your point is,
It's actually on both sides of the river.
Nice.
there you go, that maybe you should not write these things in your secret book.
I did try to read it. To Shiraru's credit, I am the greatest mind I know, and I couldn't figure it out.
It's a very clever cipher. I mean, it can be broken in parts, where most likely if they break it, they only get one entry. The other entries would be still coded because of my system. So it is very effective.
But they can't really. If somebody could read your thoughts, you can't
What?
really encode them.
That doesn't.
That doesn't
help
sound
the
one of
book.
us. Oh no, read my thoughts. That is accurate.
blah blah.
That is something I'd never want to try doing.
No, how long do we feel comfortable staying in this oasis? Or
How-
do we
how
need to
long
even
does
come
your-
back in a few days?
How long does
Or
your
what?
disguise last? Can you do it all day? Or?
Yeah, it's an hour, but I can cast it as often as I want.
Oh, but that kind of leaves you a little tired,
I
right?
If we
no, I can do it
find
as much as I want. I could just keep trying that all day while we're out.
You can't do any other things though while you're.
No, I can.
It's a special
Well,
warlock
it's not
thing.
even.
He's fine.
It's not even concentration.
Doesn't use a spell slot.
Nope.
It's
Oh my gosh! Mask of many
Then
faces.
use it. That's really cool.
I'm just
So
not
here's an
used to
idea.
using it.
we do a little hunting around, see if we can't gain a bit of information about Kaiji's friends.
I need to look for an item
We
to.
could potentially run off, do that, and then just kind of on our way back through the oasis, quick pit stop with Tondoth, and then
Why
head
don't
out.
you here?
How-
How about you disguise yourself as the one person in the group that you feel you trust the most?
I will disguise myself as Tristan.
I'm surprised you didn't just say, "I am disguised as the one person I trust the most."
And And while we are in town, the dagger that we would be waiting for, Tondov has asked for 50 gold for it. I only have 17 plus a turquoise stone, so it's 27. If any of you would be willing to help me cover for that.
Sharu, if you help me find an item I'm looking for in this town, hopefully they have it, I will give you 20 gold.
Done. What are you looking for?
I need an expensive pearl.
I need one too.
Well, I want one first.
Oh, okay. Yes, I understand.
How much do you need, Sharu?
Total. So let's see. If I sold the turquoise, it'd be about 27 gold. So I need another 23.
Okay, 23.
I'll give you 10 gold to not write any of this in your journal.
Okay, then I will give you, 13 gold then.
Why didn't I think of that?
If you help me find the pearl.
I mean, I'll go look for a pearl. Happy to do that. Maybe they have two, and you might be willing to cover for our friend.
I don't have that much money, but for the pearl that I'm looking for, well, you know.
Yes. That is the identify spell, correct?
That's
yeah.
correct, yes.
It's pearls in the desert.
Before we go out our separate ways, I want to try to help you as much as I can. And Asa is going to channel some magic that, she's been feeling building inside of her. And the magic goes towards the table and it affects Rainer and Alton and who do we want next? Mossy. And you guys have aid for the next 16 hours.
Ooh,
Wow.
16?
Wow.
That's because I'm a sorcerer.
Wow.
That's really cool.
It's an extra 5.
Yeah, your maximum hit points increase by 5.
I did not prepare
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff,
not
so I can't
temporary.
catch the rest of us.
It's maximum.
Yep.
Cool. It's really
What
cool.
a good support character.
That's awesome.
So nice.
And I need a long rest so I can get my second spell slot.
So, if we're trying to poke around looking for information, the most unique member of the crew would have been Spike. He's a lizard folk. Or there were 2 brothers that were fire genasi. There was an air genasi. I don't know how common any of those are around here. Reina?
Honestly, they're pretty hard to come by. We could probably ask a bit around the market, since they do have people coming in and out of the oasis on a consistent basis. It's possible that someone may have seen, some oddities along the road. You weren't lying when you said you had a bit of a group that may have been sought after by slavers as well. That's some pretty exotic.
It's the type that the ship attract. I mean, most of us feel very uncomfortable on land. We prefer to get as far away as possible. It's works both ways.
Completely understandable. But we could have.
I mean, we
Have
did
some
try
people
to
ask
beat
around.
people trying to buy slaves before, and it didn't work out very well, but...
We also have someone announced you were a wizard, so...
Who? Oh,
Some,
right.
some slave that I fired.
I'm gonna switch my disguise self to just be a as common, boring-looking human from the Oasis as possible.
You look exactly like Ard.
Like a younger
maybe
version
20
of
years
Arden.
younger or
Yeah.
something.
Well, you could pass for his grandson or something.
Well, that's
You-
awkward.
Great-grandson, maybe.
You look like that jerk cleric that
Okay.
Hopefully
That
don't
works.
run into him.
Actually, yeah, maybe I'll do that on purpose. I can get up to some trouble in town.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Get his name run through the mud.
So you look like a cleric, then you take the fish into the temple.
That's a great idea. Now that I have this power,
Except she wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't there.
You two know.
we're getting farther than we ever were before.
Oh, I just remembered. And this is Sherry just mumbling to himself, and he pulls out his lantern, dumps the oil out into a bottle that was in the lantern, and then he casts continual flame onto his hooded lantern, in the hooded lantern, which is basically it's a flame equivalent to the brightness of a torch, springs forth on any object that you touch. The effect looks like a regular flame, but creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen. The continual flame can be covered or hidden, not smothered or quenched. So it's basically it's a flame that can't go out unless dispelled.
Forever.
Forever.
Nice.
So, and I called the bartender over. Bartender, I have a proposition for you. Can I have a glass of water while we're at it?
Well, that'll be a silver.
What? I thought water was free.
Oh, you're right. And he brings over some water.
It's okay, that's the common water. I got the special.
Right.
He got the double.
The double.
Yeah, costs a silver.
I'll keep that in mind for later.
It's pretty good.
Anti-choke properties.
I hold up my lantern to this. I have here a magic flame. I dump the water on it, and the flame just survives the water. Mm-hmm. I could cast this in your hearth, so you always have a lit hearth or on a torch or something. I just asked for 5 gold.
It's a good proposition. Good proposition. Deal.
All right. What do you want it?
On every single lantern.
Well, I can
Lamp.
I can cast it once, and for 5 gold, I don't have it. I have to come back every day to do that again, and
If you do it for every lamp, you've got a deal.
that's a terrible deal. I'll do it once for 5 gold.
What the heck? By the gods, you cheapskate.
Right, magic, cheapskate. I put magic in your tavern, bring the masses here to see the magic flames. No, fine.
I was gonna say, doesn't he have a hearth? And then I realized it doesn't create heat, so that's a problem.
We're also in the desert, so I mean,
Deserts get cold at night.
it's true, I guess.
How about 2 gold?
2.5, you got yourself a deal.
2.5, and you do the whole bottom part of the tavern.
2.5, I do one thing.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Guidance.
And I'm going to channel my divinity to become proficient in persuasion. I got the max I could get, so with being proficient, that's +2, so it's 4, 8, 28.
28.
Wow.
He looks at you and says, "You run a hard bargain." It's fine. You can cast it on my hearth, and that'll be sufficient.
I still feel like I got ripped off. Oh well. I cast it and get my 2.5 gold. Pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise, thank you for the beautiful, beautiful fire.
Of course.
And he goes over to kind of get warm. It doesn't feel right.
Yes. Give it a day.
Okay.
Crap.
So now we really have to get out of town. Where are we going? Hey,
Sure, let's go shopping.
Ranger, here's an
Let's go.
idea. You walk in a direction, we follow.
I need to find something first, so hold on.
I head up with Arden.
With his help, I'm trying to find 100 gold pearl.
Okay. So go ahead and make just an investigation check.
With advantage, because he's helping me.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. 14.
14. Okay. So you go searching. You go to the main square there, and you are able to find a jeweler there that has some pearls. One that is worth about 100 gold, and You're able to get it, assuming you have enough money.
Nice.
You've got 100 gold.
Yeah, I do.
He's kept all that turquoise to himself.
Not anymore.
Oh, you are quite the affluent man, Arden.
Well, with your help, I'd hope to be a powerful wizard.
Yes,
And
yes.
apparently it requires a lot of gold, and now I am broke.
That is sad.
But here is your 20 gold, like I mentioned.
Wonderful, thank you.
And I hope that dagger works out. That sounds really... That's quite the idea. You have quite the brain, Sharu.
Oh, I like to think so, but sometimes it gets away from me.
You don't say.
Oh, well, while we're out, let's stop by the herbalist. How much was she buying the venom for, do you remember?
2,000 gold, I believe.
Excellent. I'm going to the herbalist.
For what?
I still have some vials of scorpion venom.
Gotcha. So you go to the herbalist. Her name is goodness.
Sandad.
Sandad, yep.
Duboti.
So Sandad sees you come in. Ah, if it isn't my wonderful friends.
It's wonderful
How
to
are
see
you,
you.
Sharu?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am wonderful.
Awesome.
And if it isn't my lovely, sweet talker with you. How are you, Arden?
I'm blushing already. It's
Me too.
such a pleasure to see you.
It
every
is a
time.
pleasure to see you as well.
How is your shop? How is everything going?
Just dandy.
Yes, I can tell. It looks a little brighter than I remember. I don't know how you do it.
It's all you, my darling.
Okay, sure.
I just come in here for. How much were you paying for vials of scorpion venom?
What? How much did she
don't
pay you guys last
remember.
time? I don't remember off
The
top of my head. I don't
venom,
remember.
50 to 100 gold piece.
Because we had 3
But we had 3.
vials.
You gave her one, I'm
But
pretty
she-
sure.
And
Hardballed
there was
us on it, though.
Well, because we sold her one venom and
2 bottles.
2 bottles
Two
of
blood?
blood.
So I think it was 50 gold for all 3 vials of venom. So
And she's giving you 10% discounts, except you don't know that.
I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
And she
But I'm there.
that you are there. She looks at you. She's like, more venom. Were you out on some more adventures?
Yes, we've been on more adventures.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I imagine I could probably give you, maybe 50 gold for all that venom.
You know that I'm happy to give it over, and I hand over the last couple vials, and thank you for your business. Because
That's what she says to
Yes.
you, Sharu.
I'm the one that's
You're welcome. You're
Yes,
welcome.
thank you.
Thank you for helping me continue to do business.
Of course.
And is there anything else I can pique your interest in?
Have you gotten any word on water breathing potions?
I have not.
That's a
I
shame.
apologize. That one is a bit beyond my skillty.
That is okay. I will have to. I have to go on more adventures and see what else I can find.
Well, if I could entice some favors from your compatriot there, maybe we could find some possible deals.
I
Loves helping people.
I am full of helping wisdom and, any type of teaching you might need. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, anyway. I'm always happy to help.
Well,
Why am I yelling, Sharu? Is it getting a little... Okay.
you could help me with dinner,
Oh, dinner.
perhaps tomorrow
I've not tried dinner before.
in the evening.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
Sharu, would you like to come?
If I'm welcome, I'd be more than happy.
She just looks kind of like, annoyed. And she's like, well, maybe another time.
I'm so sorry. He does like to, follow me around. I don't want to leave him by himself. But maybe another time. We do have some people we're looking for.
Can I do an insight check, see if I know what he's trying to do?
What's your passive? 14?
14, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I would say here, just because you're pretty insightful,
Yeah.
I would say you have a pretty good idea.
Okay. Right. Yes, I am very loyal to Arden. I am stick by his side to death do us part.
I see. I didn't realize you were that involved with each other.
I take Sharu's arm around mine. I am sorry, we must now go and see what our friends are doing.
I guess all things must not last, but it was enjoyable while I could daydream.
Well, think on me fondly as I say goodbye.
Well, farewell. Hopefully we'll see each other again.
Until the next time.
What's happening?
Walking out of Herbalist, it's like, I need to get out of this town.
That was awesome. Okay. Who's up next?
Well, I think the rest of us were going into the market to try and, garner some sort of information, maybe rumors we'd heard, maybe we can find of peculiar folk being run along the road, essentially.
I'm tagging along with Rainer with my cloak on.
Okay.
And I'm just disguised
Okay.
with him.
I'm just walking about.
So, go ahead and what check do I want you to make here? I'm gonna have you guys make.
That'd be like investigation or persuasion.
Yeah,
or
let's
something.
let's do an investigation check first, and we'll just do a group one.
So Rainer's still drunk. I got 11.
Alton got 18.
I mean, I'm not drunk entirely, and maybe that's why I did so bad, but I got a 7.
Also, I got a 9.
What was yours?
11.
11. Okay. So you guys, as you're asking around, you don't get a ton of real usable information, but what you do get is that the best information to find out more about the slavery trade and whatnot would be through the Zujiri distribution, which is located. They have a kind of a Zujiri club tavern, so to speak, that many of their merchants go to here in the central plaza.
Great. Should I get close?
I mean, we could probably gather all of us together, because...
It's true, if we have all 6 of us.
Yeah, maybe you could go, you and Asar can go hunt down Sharu and Arden, and we will keep asking around. Alton and I will keep asking around here for for a minute, and then once we regroup, we can.
Yeah. Maybe in the meantime you can come up with an exit strategy just in case.
So I'm going to be heading back with Sharu to the tavern and not really thinking that I'd still have my arm around. And then just like look down and, oh, I'm sorry. That was interesting, Sharu.
Yes, yes.
Let's never talk about it again.
Agreed.
All right.
Let's just head back to the tavern, and if we don't see them, then just I want to ritually cast Identify on
Okay.
the
So you
ring.
you guys sit at different tables. And you start casting this spell. And by the time you finish it, you find out that this is a ring of mind shielding.
Ring of mind shielding.
Talked about reading minds earlier.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're screwed.
Ring of mind shielding.
You like that one?
I do. That was a fun one in the last campaign. It's a good early item. But
I assume it's Oh yeah. How long doing a short rest? You have to attune it, right?
yeah, you can read about the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't recall.
Remember.
But,
I don't remember tuning.
So-
I believe Kaiji had a bow that was magical that she want identified. Do you think you can cast that for her?
Oh, yes, of course.
Whenever they.
Whenever they get back. I'm gonna go pack up my room. I kind of want to avoid here because I might have thought, I told the innkeeper.
Light is such a strong word.
Okay. So you, what are you four doing at this
So
point? You've gotten kind of the information that you have.
So the two of us have separated, me and Asar have separated and are trying to find Sharu and Arden. So we're just heading back through the shops, trying to see if we cross paths with them.
Okay. So you don't cross paths with them. Are you guys heading to the tavern at this point just to see?
Yeah.
Okay. So you make it to the tavern, you see Arden there sitting over this ring, these two sitting at different tables. But you found them.
Did
Nothing happened.
Did Sharu turn down your affections?
It was quite the opposite. It was beautiful, really. You noticed this ring in my hand. He got down on one knee.
Oh, I assumed you got down on one knee. Just the look on your face.
You know, we might need to leave a little earlier than we thought, but
I hate to break it to you,
We had a
Aaron, but
wonderful
we
time.
turtles, we don't find our mates till much later in life.
that's
And
more than I wanted to know
Well,
about Turtle.
He is much later in life,
It is,
don't you know?
It is true. I'm a bit young for you. I like you as a friend.
No, we barely know each other. It could never work.
Could never work.
I'm glad we could come to this conclusion.
Fast forward to the end of the campaign, and
Oh man.
On another note, we were sent to collect you. We're trying to get as many of us as possible to try to talk to the Zujiri distribution.
Exciting. Do you have 10 minutes? I'd like to identify your bow.
Ooh.
I don't know if now is the best time if we're supposed to get out.
Do it. That would be so cool. You like how you shoot it, right? Now you'll know why.
Okay, fine, 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
So you go through the process
Time
of
to-
identifying this, and it is a short bow +1.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Meanwhile, once after they'd gotten out of earshot, I had turned to Alton. I'm like, I need to pass by the blacksmith just one more time really quick. Apparently, according to Shrew, he has requested my presence. Can't say I'm looking forward to being, I hope it's not a repeat of last night. And
Oh, what happened?
don't worry about that.
Okay.
I had a rough night. If you couldn't have told by how I woke up in the morning, just things happen. Would you mind waiting outside for a minute when I...
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, just...
I'll just work on my tan.
All 10.
Well, I'm like a human
He's
now,
a
so I'm
human.
just like I can just make myself gradually appear more tan.
You just do it too quickly. You're just like, whoa.
Turn yourself orange.
You're just standing there in the sun and you just visibly just starts darkening. I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, I wanted to play around with this a little bit, get the hang of it.
Well, I'll leave you to your fun, and I knock on the door.
Okay. So you head back to Tondoth's, and as you go to knock on the door, you actually notice, you hear the sound of him smithing outside. You see him at his smith, working, and you see Zaylin there pushing on the bellows, and together they're just forging away.
So I just kind of casually walk up and start helping Zaylin with the bellows, putting a little more effort into it to keep get a bit more heat in the fire. Just kind of casually. I heard that you wanted to speak again.
And you see him just kind of working away, and he stays silent for a minute, and he says, "Thank you for coming, Raynor, and I didn't give you the credit you truly deserved last night. And Zaylin, if you could step away for a minute, I'll have Raynor work the bellows. Why don't you take a break, and I'll call you back over when we're ready." And Zaylin says, all right, grandfather. And he runs off, and you see him just kind of wiping his face as he goes. And he continues to work, and you push on the bellows, and he says, "Raynor, you truly did save my life, and if you had not, my grandchildren would have no one. And for that, I owe you a great deal. But more than that has happened," and he takes the gold that you gave him yesterday, and he says, "I think we're going to be okay, and I want you to have this back. And I've taken what we may need, which is about 5 gold worth, just to kind of get by for a little while. And I think there's someone you need to see." And he continues to work, and he seems puzzled as to how to kind of bridge this gap. Things are still sad, but I think there's at least some closure that I can receive from this. Go inside, and I'll be in before too long.
Yeah. I call Zaylin back up. Your turn.
Thanks, I'll take over. And he starts pushing the bellows, and as you look at the dagger that he was working on, you see the dragon's tooth, and in the cracks along the where the tooth is, you see little filaments of copper flowing up through the tooth in all these crevices where the chips and the cracks have formed over time. Looks very intricate, very beautiful. And as you walk towards the door and go inside, the first thing you see is Vatha sitting there, but it's not Vatha, but you know it's Vatha. She is in the form of another human. And the flesh doesn't look quite right. And she's sitting there with her daughter, just having, helping her eat. And they're talking, and she looks up and she says, I was hoping I'd see you.
Arena is just kind of speechless. He eyes start to water a little bit, and he just kind of stands there for a good several seconds. How?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? Well, I'm not 100% sure exactly how it happened, but I do know that and she pauses and she looks at her daughter. She says, Jativ, would you please go into the other room? And she says, yes, Mommy. And she goes into the other room, and she looks at you across the table and she says, Raina, I was on my way to kill you. And I was nearly there. In fact, I saw you last night as you were walking back to the inn. And just before I could come in and finish the deed, something changed. All I can tell you is that when you killed that creature, my spirit was released in some way, and I found the closest non-monstrosity body that I could, and am standing here with revenge and vengeance in my heart. And you were on that list. But when you gave all to my father to care for my family, that vengeance was removed from my heart. And so, thank you. But there is something that I am going to require of you. You still have... There's pain. I had hoped that you would have come for me first. And knowing the story that my father told me, it seems that you could have prevented it, but I understand you had other obligations, other needs, and I forgive you for that. But I need you to help me with one last thing. I don't know exactly how long I have in this form, but I know it isn't long, maybe a year. And the person I was seeking, Jalen, is not who he said he was. And he tricked me. And I ended up in the hands of that monster. And I need to find this Jalen and end him. I know where he is. He's gone south. I know exactly where he is. He's along the Maishanda. And I'm going to go seeking for him. And when the time comes, I'm going to ask you to be there with me. Can you do that?
Honestly, it's the least I could do.
Very well. Well, I will be heading out here. Maybe after a day or two. And I'm saying my goodbyes, because I don't anticipate I will be back. But I will find you when I'm ready to get this revenge. But I anticipate that I'm going to need help.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
I won't be late this time.
Thank you. And we are going to end the session there. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields. Executive produced by the RollFare team. Copyright 2021 by RollFare LLC. All rights reserved. Visit us online at rollfare.com.